Okay. We have sound. And we are on.
Yay!
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Darcy.
Good morning, Jeffrey. We made it.
Barely.
Yep. And only 14 minutes late.
That's it?
No, yep. And we
Or
had sound.
or we were just making a dramatic entrance.
Oh, yeah. What's that called? When you're... Oh, never mind.
I don't even
The lights
know.
aren't on. You know, they're whatever, late.
Fashionably late.
That's the word. The fashionable. I have no idea what
The
that
phrase, the phrase, fashionably late. Not so much the word. I was late. That's the word. Nobody cares that we're late. Nobody was waiting for us besides 3 people, it looks like.
Yeah. There was people waiting patiently.
Oh, what's up, DB? Let's see if we can get you some loyalty points. I haven't got you yet. Mm-hmm. You got any fun stories to tell us?
Who, me?
Uh-huh.
Nope. No fun stories today. Not yet.
Any jokes?
Um, Maybe. I always forget. How about... Oh, jeez.
Not very exciting with your jokes.
No, they're
They're
not
really
even
lame.
funny
They're
bad. Yeah, I'm like, these, I don't even... This one's bad. I felt the need to order a laser sight for my rifle. I've been missing my ex-boyfriend a lot lately. That's dumb.
Why was it? That one was so dumb I wouldn't even catch it. What was it?
Yeah. I said, I felt the need to order a laser sight for my rifle. I've been missing my ex-boyfriend a lot lately.
Oh, now I get it.
Wah.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Yeah, now I get it.
What sounds do lasers make in church?
Pew pew.
Exactly.
Yeah, I knew that one. I never heard the joke, but I knew exactly. There's only one laser sound. That's what the point is. It's like the universal laser sound. Pew pew.
Yep. A laser and a microwave got into an argument. I heard it got pretty heated. I like that one.
That one is pretty funny, actually. So, is our show about lasers today?
Liquid lasers?
Or all about lasers? Like, what are lasers?
Yeah.
Maybe? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, why not?
Do you think we have
Yeah.
other news?
Probably. Well, should we call it news?
Stories? Should we just call
There
it
you go.
story time?
Yeah.
Why in the world? I'm trying to get something back up over here. I don't know how to operate my 2 screens. Oh, man.
Oh, no.
We got another viewer? Who's our 4th viewer? Oh, nobody's in chat, though. So I can't tell who you are, and I can't reward points. And if you're not aware, we have gaming going on in our chat now. And if you get...
It's far more exciting than the actual show.
It kind of is, but it's only going to get better as time allows, which I don't have time right now. But we have some good ideas.
On a different day, it'll be better.
Yeah, on different days. Well, because I want to write our own game, and so then and have it be a little different than this one. Instead of just collecting points, we're gonna collect like pets and stuff like that.
Oh,
I think, and then
okay.
go on adventures with our pets and things like that.
Okay.
Our
That sounds like
minions, you can
fun.
call them minions if you want, but
Sweet.
we'll see. I don't know. Link and I are trying to figure it out, but uh, let's see what's gonna be our first article today. Oh, look at that cute little guy
Oh, cute.
or lady. What is that?
Animal.
That animal.
Creature.
That sounds less personal.
Shouldn't it be?
What do you mean? It's like our friend.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to operate my
It's
screen
a
to get
fisher.
back to the article that has the words on it. This is going well.
Yeah, always.
Holding an antenna above his head, Jeff Lewis crept through an evergreen forest in the Cascade Mountains, southeast of Seattle. Have you been in the Cascade Mountains?
Uh-huh.
What's in there? Is that where Bigfoot lives?
I think some people would think so. I believe, yeah, I believe people think so. We'll just leave it at that.
But you've never seen Bigfoot?
Nope.
That's disappointing.
I did have a roommate, and she was shorter than me, and she wore a size 10. Does that count?
That's funnier than your jokes you did. Oh, that's the best. Yeah. We had a music teacher, Mrs. Stoll, and I think she wore size 13s.
That's awesome.
She had huge feet, and
That-
it was cool. Nobody said anything. I never ever remember anybody making fun of her. Like, so that's nice as kids. But yeah, it was just one thing. I think she talked about it. Is why we noticed. I don't know. I wouldn't have noticed that. I don't notice feet. I'm not a feet person.
No, I did go. I'd like to get my shoes off, especially my boots, like a half size bigger, because it just feels better. And I remember I went to the shoe store, and the guy was like, "Oh, you could probably, get the half size down." And I was like, "Oh no, I like them when they're a little bit bigger." And he was like, "That's weird. I've never heard a girl say that before." And I'm like, "Get out of here with that nonsense." And it stuck with me because it was the stupidest comment I ever heard. Like, just keep that to yourself. I don't care. The end. But I did think it was funny that your teacher's name was Stoll, and we're talking about fishers because I have a feeling that they're part of the same family.
A Stoll and a Fisher.
Yeah. I mean, they look similar, don't they? I mean, I would think that they were part of the, oh yeah, Weasel.
Yep.
Weasel family.
The Weasel family. Weasels. So, what about these fishers? What is the article's title? I don't know if I even read that.
They're being reintroduced.
Tree climbing carnivores are back in the Washington forests.
Washington. Yeah.
F-23 is a fisher, an elusive member of the weasel family that Lewis fondly describes as a tree wolverine. No, I don't want the thing dropping out of the tree on me. Wolverine's supposedly scary, and yeah, I don't want a tree one. Man, what the heck is this? Resembling a cross between a cat and an otter, these sleek carnivores hunt in forests in Canada and parts of the northern United States, but fur trapping and habitat loss has wiped out Washington's population. Oh, wiped out Washington's population by the mid-1900s? Back in 2017, Lewis was keeping tabs on F-23. He tracked her radio signal from a plane 2 or 3 times a month. Oh, that's cool. Along with dozens of other recently released fishers. Cool. Her locations have been clustered close together for weeks, a sign that she might be busy with babies. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
What are the odds of that? Finding your mate when there are no other mates in the world?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's so cool. Well, I'm glad that they're back. get some tree wolverines. Oh, did you get this other picture that's further down in the article?
No,
To
probably
see what
not.
they look like up close.
Nope. I'll throw that up real quick. Let's
No.
see. I didn't see. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. I promise you. Just didn't see it. There we go.
Aw, look at that cutie. Like a little bear.
Yeah,
Or a
that's
little
gonna drop out of the
dog.
trees and eat your face.
Sound effects.
It's scary. I don't like these tree
They're so
wolverines.
cute.
No. We should extinct them. They're too dangerous.
Get
Too
out of here
dangerous.
with that noise.
I don't think Lewis would like that. He'd be a little upset. He's like, no, F-23 is my baby.
I know.
Look
you're
at her.
into F-23.
She's so adorable. So that's
She's
cool.
cute.
There's probably like a whole 10 in the forest now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Well, I
find
hope
where there's
so.
a number of the missing piece. They're just climbing some trees. Here's some more videos, images. Let's see. Throw this up over here. Oh, that's the dog one. We already got that one. Let's go back. Where was that?
Oh, is that spider eggs?
No, never.
Look at that with the. Oh yeah, she's got a little baby in her mouth.
Is that a baby or dinner?
We'll call it a baby.
Somebody else's baby that she ate?
Yeah,
No.
it says she's carrying one of her 4 kits down from her tree den near Lake Wenatchee in the North Cascades.
She's taking them out to go to the bathroom.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah. Well,
Anybody
yeah,
gotta go to the
you can't do
bathroom
it in
before we go to bed?
Again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Can't do it in the den. That's funny. Cool.
That's awesome.
All right. Oh, look at that cutie.
Look at what a sweetheart.
We have. Oh, out of orderness.
Uh-oh.
Lost tab. Give me a sec. Somehow I killed the tab to the little doggy. Yep, there we go. I'll put you back here. Oops. It's not sliding well.
You can do it.
Oh, now I'm all messed up. I don't even know where it went. Oh, there it is. That's where you dropped. All right. Dogs can smell when we're stressed.
That must make sense. Never mind. That came out wrong. That must be why. I've already had all my coffee today. I'm sorry.
You're out of coffee.
Yeah. No, I drank almost a whole pot already today, so I'm a little yeah, even worse than normal. But why they make such good dogs for anxiety and stuff like that, or good companions for when you have anxiety. When I'm feeling really stressed out, I like to just go lay with my dogs for a minute.
Aw,
Yeah,
that's so nice.
it is nice, and they let me do it because
Because they can
have no other
smell.
choice. Yeah. What? Hey, get on your own side. Look at my wonky eyes. Like,
How's that? That'll work a little bit better for when we're looking at stuff. Because I'm looking
Yeah.
more to this side a little more at the moment. With my lack of screens.
yep,
So
that works for me.
it was just
You're-
weird. I kept looking this way. I was just like, oh yeah, you're telling your story. I'm just ignoring you.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
So what do you think? Do you think it's is that sweat? I was trying to think of what stress smells like.
I don't know.
Is it like pheromones? Is it something different than sweat? I don't know. Because I think when I'm stressed, I sweat, right? And so then is that the smell? I'm just trying to think.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I assume, your heart rate probably goes up a little bit, maybe your blood pressure, maybe it's like something in your breath. I don't know. I feel like when I get like really stressed out, I don't know if it's because I like clench my jaw or whatever, but I feel like a lot like my throat kind of hurts, or it's like sore. Like my muscles are sore and like around my mouth, and I can always tell at the end of the day if I had a really stressful day because like the whole inside of my mouth will kind of be sore. Like, what am I doing? I'm just like clenching my jaw all day. This is a horrible story, and I'm going to stop telling it.
Oh, I was gonna say I end up clenching my jaw a lot because I have a lot of coffee in me.
Yeah, you're like.
It's like.
That's hilarious. When you don't have a lot of coffee, you just sit there with your mouth open all day.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just like, I need coffee. No, it's funny. It's funny that I don't really get zingy. I definitely am peppier, but I don't get too zingy. And I drink a lot.
Yeah, you do. You're a nut.
Craig's starting a heist.
Yay!
So anybody that wants to get in, you need to put an exclamation. Well, Deb, you need to try the. I don't know what you need to do. Patricia, you need to do an exclamation heist space and then an amount because you have money. And then, DB, just try to put the exclamation heist and money, but I don't have you as loyalty, so it won't work. Or maybe do exclamation slot space 10, and that might get you to where I can give you some money. But and anybody else that happens to be in the stream, but it looks like we only have 3 viewers, so I'm guessing those are my 3 viewers. But if you need any help, you can ask in chat, and we'll try to get you. Let's see. Did you happen to read the first line to know that the dogs can smell your breath and sweat?
I did not read it.
So it says, oh, good.
Oh, I was just going to say, I try not to read it, so then I don't know, so I could talk to it, I guess. But yeah, no, I totally didn't read it. I was trying to come up with an excuse for why I was being lazy.
Oh, no, we don't read them typically, so that's why it was funny when you were saying it, because I was starting my prep on the reading. It looks like Patricia joined the heist, so we got 2 people. We got Patricia and Craig going on the heist. Let's see if we can. Hold on. We can do it. Oh, dang it. I didn't get it in time. Oh! Nothing for Craig?
No, the captain goes down with the ship. Captain Craig.
That's the best, yes! So, the poisonous fog sends half the crew to Davy Jones' locker. The rest escape with a handful of plunder and a tale of plenty. Results: Patricia got 80 for her 40, so she doubled her money, and Craig died.
No,
that's the best. Oh yeah, he's just hanging out with Davy. That's funny.
That's sounds like a toot.
Okay, so it's gonna be, I think it's on a 3-minute timer or a 1.5-minute timer before you can start it again. I've tried to shorten it, but let me see what it's on. That was awesome. Yeah, you can, if you can, for us, you can put us in for chat. If you can respond as us. I think you do respond as us, right?
Yep.
Cool. We have money.
But I need to wait 1.5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what our what the timer on that is. Gamble. Where is the heist preferences? And let's see, chances to win, winner payout, start delay, 120 seconds, so 2 minutes. Oh no, maybe 10 seconds. It has a cooldown of 10 seconds. So until people start spamming it, there's only 3 of us. I don't think we're gonna spam ourselves.
I hope not.
So yeah, you guys can start it back up again. All right, yep. It looks like the psychological processes associated with acute physical stress response produce changes in human breath and sweat that dogs can detect with an accuracy of 93%. That's pretty impressive. That's not like 60% or 70%. They're like, pretty much can tell.
That's awesome. Or 75%, or even 80%.
Now you're making fun
Or
of me.
90%.
It was funny at first. Now you're just being mean. Oh my gosh, so mean, so mean. But yes, but you know how sometimes they throw out a low number and you're like, that's not enough to sell me on it. But 93, that's enough. Yeah, 675 out of 720 trials. So pretty good.
That's a lot of trials, too.
The study demonstrates that dogs can discriminate between breath and sweat taken from humans before and after stress-inducing tasks. This finding tells us that an acute negative psychological stress response alters the odor profile of our breath and sweat, and that dogs are able to detect. That totally lends credibility to animals can smell your fear.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yep.
Now, I always kind of like, as a non-science person, I always just thought it was more body language. Like the smelling your fear was just a saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was more of a body language, non-verbal cues, maybe verbal cues, but not like smell. And now that pretty much seems to be proven, I would imagine.
And you know what this is making me think of? I don't know if you've ever seen the video, but so I think it was in Alaska. This guy had his huskies at, they were outside, chained up, and this polar bear came over. And so he was like, great, all my dogs are going to be dead now. And one of his dogs started playing with this polar bear, and the polar bear just kept coming and playing with them. And over the years, he started bringing other polar bears with it to like play with all these dogs. And I wonder if, because they were thinking, well, maybe it was just because they both kind of got into these playful stances that they realized that they could just play, and that's why they didn't get, fight. And I wonder if there was something else, like they could smell it also, that the other one wasn't stressed. So then they knew that they could start, maybe do some of these playful stances and then go from that. I wonder if basically, I wonder if it's the same with other animals too, to tell if they're stressed and if they could smell that kind of stuff too.
When to avoid
really
each
cool video.
other.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Huh. Since they can't talk and say, get away from me.
Yeah.
You would know what
then-
you're getting into as like if you come
Yeah.
across another animal. That's really an interesting.
Yeah, not just from visual cues, but also maybe from these scents. I'll see if I can.
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, maybe we're just picking it up because we can test with ourselves, but evolution put it into effect for animals' communication between different species, where everybody has the common. I wonder. Okay, so insects wouldn't sweat, right?
Yep.
So is this just a mammal thing? It's interesting. So our latest heist ended up a lot better for Craig. Yeah, he survived. So
Here, I'm gonna put this in our Discord. I found where they were talking about that.
ho ho ho! The entire cruise escaped Blackheart Island alive. They celebrate with a chest full of gold and a belly full of rum. Ooh, hopefully we didn't have. Did we check IDs before we went on the heist?
No, but we know. I don't think it matters when you're a pirate. You're not gonna.
Doesn't matter when you're a pirate. Let's see. Yep. Where are you launching at? Oh, you're gonna launch over here. Okay. So here's the video she was talking about. Polar bear flip-flops. Flip-flop. People hated, then loved these photos. What
Well, I just
changed?
picked it for the picture. I didn't read the article, so. But you can see them playing. I guess it's been a big thing for them.
Cool.
Aww.
I need to hide my mouse. Give me a sec. You got any jokes? Or are we gonna do a break? Do we want to do a break now?
Oh yeah, we can.
You don't need the reason that you don't want to do a break is because you don't have any more coffee. You're just like, I can keep going. I can go and go and go.
Forever. No, yeah, that's fine.
All right, we're gonna take a really short break. Let's see. Do I have my short break? Yeah, there we go.
I did find a really stupid joke to say.
Oh, go ahead. I'll leave you on.
I just got laser eye surgery and I can't but help but feel cheated because I still can't see why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
That is just dumb. I don't like that one.
It was so dumb I had to say it. I'll find some better ones.
And I hate Cinnamon Toast Crunch too.
Yeah.
Link loved it, but that's a horrible cereal.
Yeah, it's a kiddo cereal for sure.
All right, I'll be back.
Right. Thanks.
Part-time. Have easier days. Back. All right, let's see if I can find some jokes. Do I have jokes? I don't think I do. Our joke lady is our joke lady. So let's see. Maybe Craig has a joke. Craig should be coming up with some jokes. He's our comedian. Let's see. Jokes about... this will be funny. Let's do this one. Let's see. We have... Oh, these are long. Ha! I recently got caught up in a heist at an Apple store. I guess you can call me an eyewitness. I had an episode of explosive diarrhea during a heist at the bank. Shit went down real fast. That one was funny. Let's see. Oh, wait. Is there a way to check? Wait. I got chat stuff I gotta respond to while we're on break. Check my points. Yeah. Do exclamation point top. There's a way to do it personally, but that one will give you the rankings of everybody. Let's see if I find.
I had to tell Rick the jokes.
Oh, you missed. I was doing jokes.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. Though I even cussed because it was hilarious. Here's one. I was doing heist jokes.
Oh, nice.
So I'll repeat them. Well, I'll just repeat the really fun one. You can watch the stream for the other ones. I had an episode of explosive diarrhea during a heist at the bank. Shit went down real fast.
That's hilarious.
It was. I was like, yeah, that was good.
We were watching a home show today, and the guy says, when they told him the budget, he goes, they asked what his reaction was, and he was like, if there was a word for vomit and diarrhea, that's what it would be. We're like, what? And it was awesome that they put that in the show. The end. Rick and I were cracking up so hard. It was awesome. Okay.
All right, there we go. We got DB some points.
Yay.
She's got more than Craig now because Craig's been blowing his. So I gave her 150 starter points. And so you can play the heist too. So your 5 points that you had are now 150. And then everybody else is still accurate to what it says. Cool. There we go. And our next story is one that Darcy doesn't like as much because it shows spider eggs.
Oh, it really was spider eggs.
It really was.
I just was hoping it was cotton balls.
No.
I'm gonna go. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Just kidding.
But this one has a feel-good story. A metal ion bath may make fibers stronger than spider silk.
Ooh.
Some say gently dissolving silkworm silk coating may give the finished fiber its strength. What? That was a mouthful.
It really was.
Super strong artificial silk. That's so metal. Were you going to say that?
No. Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
I'll have to pause more on the longer on those types of things. I didn't know you were going to follow up. Do you want to read one?
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, go ahead. We haven't made you read one yet today.
But this
The spider one.
another funny story.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna wait. Ella had she came in this morning and she had something in her mouth. And I'm always cautious because I'm always scared it's a spider. Anyways, I thought there was a huge spider crawling on her face. And so I yelled. I yelled that there was a spider on her. And then it just turned out to be a little stick with some roots. It really did look like a spider though, but Rick was cracking up at me because I was like, it was gross. The end. That was the end of my story. We can continue.
Giving revamped silkworm silk a metallic bath may make the strands both stronger and stiff. But why would you want stiff silk? Some strands were up to 70% stronger than silk spun by spiders.
Whoa.
The work is the latest in decades-long quest to create fibers as strong, lightweight, and biodegradable as spider silk. If scientists could mass produce such material, the potential uses range from biomedical to the athletic sutures, artificial ligaments, and tendons. Even sporting equipment can get an arachnid enhancement. If you've got a climbing rope that weighs half of what it normally does and still has the same mechanical properties, then obviously you're going to be a happy climber. Wow, that's a good point. Because you do have to haul that heavy rope up if you're climbing something really, really high.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I was wondering why they wouldn't use spider silk, but it actually says in the next one. Silk from silkworms is simple to harvest, but not as strong. The spider silk, the gold standard for hand-spun strength and toughness, is not as exactly easy to collect. Unlike silkworm, spider cannot be farmed due to their territorial and aggressive nature. That answers the question. I was like, if spider silk is so much better, why wouldn't they just use it? So that makes sense.
I was just looking, why did my slot not work? Not letting me play slots. It's not fair.
Yep. Rude.
Yep. I could see that it would be harder to get it from the spiders.
Yeah, because then you'd have to work with spiders. It's like, ugh, gross.
Oh, Craig's correcting me in my own game. He's like, I know how the games work.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, this is my favorite one to lose to.
Yep, he lost.
You both lost.
Oh,
You
that's so
lost your
funny.
beans.
That's the best. All right, next we have medical swimming cell bots. Ooh, let's see. We got this one. Look at that.
It's like Osmosis Jones or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Cell bots. Oh, let's see. Swimming cell bots capable of autonomous motion and drug encapsulation can deliver their payload at desired sites. Oh, instead of just hoping that it goes to where it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Like I hear the most common one is like hair growth stuff, right? It's like, I started growing hair in spots I didn't want it to grow. And maybe this could deliver it more accurately. Because I was listening to what was I listening to? It was some lady talk about how her hair was thinning and that she started taking some, some stuff to like some kind of thing to make your hair grow. I forget what it, just medicine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it would grow in places where she wouldn't want it to grow. And I was just like, that seems not very, like, I don't know how you would even think it would go to the right spot.
Yeah. Yeah, you just have to hope for the best. You're like, and especially if you're a woman, not that guys want to be hairy either, but it's, culturally more acceptable for a man to have hair in lots of places. And women, you're like, seriously? Like, I'm already having to struggle with the chin hairs, and now they're just going bananas.
I've developed shoulder hair lately.
Aw.
Not back hair, shoulder hair. And it's kind of interesting. So balding on top, which, you wouldn't be able to tell from my animes person. Oh yeah, he is a little bald. But pretty bald up on the top, like in the back circle, kind of like a Friar John type circle. And then, pretty far back on the forehead. But what I find funny is that the hair is losing on my head, but that same hair seems to be growing on my shoulders and like in my upper back area. Not like, because I've always had like a hairy chest type of thing. So, I've always had hair, but never like on my shoulders and stuff like that. And it's like head hair. It's interesting. So is it like migrating down like from my scalp? Yeah. It's like, we're tired of this sunny area. No. It's like, it's too sunny up here. It's like, like there's an ozone hole up in the top and they're like, we got to go hide where there's some shade. So if we get down where underneath his head, where there's a little bit of shade provided, this is a little bit better spot for our hair.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I have a whole story with it. and that's why it's just kind of funny because when I was listening to that lady talk, I was like how in the world do you think it's going to go to the right spot? So just what were you going to say?
Oh, I think I said it already, so I stopped myself.
I
was just going to say you just hope for the best.
Yep.
But yeah.
And so that's why the targeted stuff with nanobots and things like that, it's interesting. So cell bots take the concept of nanobots to a higher level, while nanobots are gaining traction in medical research, with one recent study utilizing them for a potential post-root canal treatment. These microscopic machines don't come without their drawbacks. Nanobots, after all, synthetic. And like all synthetic materials, our body's natural immune system responses to eject them if they enter our bloodstream. Oh, I could just see a collection in like your liver or your kidneys of just like metal bots that I can't figure out what to do with. They can also be clogged up by biological molecules, thus hindering their performance. To address these issues, scientists have turned to cell-based robots or cell bots as a means of achieving greater compatibility with the body. Just like nanobots, cell bots need to move around, and one effective method within the body is by swimming. Oh, gee, go figure. Swimming cell bots use living cells such as sperm, bacteria, and algae as their foundation from which they obtain their ability to swim. Oh, that's kind of genius. And then these cells can be functionalized for specific medicinal or therapeutic purposes. I was just picturing sperm swimming through your bloodstream. It was just kind of funny.
You're like,
You got tadpoles everywhere. Oh, that'd be interesting. The field of nanomedicine continues to grow. It is imperative to take a look at its development in recent years and where it may be going in the near future. Yes. Yes. Xenobots. I think xenocells, xenobots. That's a really interesting concept too. We'll probably talk about that coming up here in the next few months. So I don't know enough about it, but it's kind of like, I believe from what I've seen, it has to do with repurposing cells and telling cells to do different things than maybe what they thought they were supposed to do. It's really interesting, but it's not different things. It's because if you know, when we start from a single cell, right?
Yeah.
And how do you make this person? And it's a really interesting things that happen. And you know, you have your skin cells. So how does that original cell know to be a skin cell versus maybe a heart tissue cell, right? So all these little directives happen. But sometimes when you don't have the influence of other cells around it, you can see what they really wanted to be, which is really interesting. So even though they may be a skin cell, they maybe wanted to be something else. And it's kind of an interesting concept. And so we'll get into that a little more. I'm not explaining it very well.
No, I like it though. I'm excited. Can't wait.
So next we have... This is for all our late night eaters.
Oh boy.
We have a little clock. Eating late increases hunger, decreases calories burned, and changes fat tissue. While popular healthy diet mantras advise against midnight snacking, few studies have comprehensively investigated the simultaneous effects of late eating in the three main players in body weight regulation. I was waiting for three different things, and thus obesity risk. Regulation of calorie intake. These are the three main players. Regulation of calorie intake, the number of calories you burn, and the molecular changes in fat tissue. A new study provides experimental evidence that late eating causes decreased energy expenditure, increased hunger, and changes fat tissue that combined may increase your obesity risk.
And my assumption is that late eating means just eating within a certain amount of time before you go to bed.
That's what I would consider that. Yeah. It wouldn't matter time of day per se.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm not, obviously I'm not a doctor because we'd be doing a doctor channel giving bad medical advice or something. But I know it would probably be a few hours before you go to bed, right? Because I mean, that's been common generic knowledge, right? Not like non-backed up, non-scientific knowledge, right? That you don't eat before you go to bed, that all these things, or rudimentary science knowledge, right? Early science knowledge. Yeah. And so one of the things I'm noticing as we're doing the show, that we are diving a lot deeper into different topics, not us, but science, right? It's interesting to see as I've gotten older, how you know, science has changed, right? You know, the things that we knew as facts or how things worked are different. Not all, but a lot, really. And it's really interesting because since a kid, I've always heard, you know, eat right before you go to bed. Laying down, digesting doesn't help you, you know, just all these little different things, right? And now it's like we have groups of scientists that are actually studying, like, okay, here's what you shouldn't do to get more parameters around what that really means. It kind of goes back to our bubble strength person, right? We got so much time on our hands now. We can research about, like, silk strength is like, I find that interesting, but bubbles, I'm still making fun of that bubble scientist.
Oh my gosh, I know, it's crazy.
So this is
How
interesting.
many years was it? 5 years?
It was like 5 years study waiting for a bubble to pop.
Yep, it's still going.
Yeah, it's still going. Every day you check in and then you got to write your little journal entry. Like, yeah, it's
Well,
still the
and
same
it
size.
sounded like they just like decided that they were done watching it, right? More than it actually popped. They were just like done with the experiment. Like, it was still there when they decided to conclude the experiment.
It's the
They're like,
best. That really is. That's funny. So,
yeah, we have a hard time with this because we go to bed early. I mean, we get up really early, but
yeah,
we
you
go
go to bed like
early.
way early. Yep.
But I usually work until 5, so there's between the time when we eat, sometimes it's only like 45 minutes. Sometimes it's a couple hours, depending on, what it is that I'm making for dinner. But yeah, this one's a rough one for us. And it's obvious.
I snack. I snack late. Also, I think most people do. That's why it's a rough one.
Yeah. Yep.
You just gotta hold strong. This is early. I was scanning the article, so there's nothing. They just did what you would think they would do. They tested stuff and, just put more. Each participant completed 2 laboratory protocols. One was strictly scheduled early eating schedule, and then the other with the exact same meals scheduled about 4 hours later in the day. In the last 2 to 3 weeks before starting each of the laboratory, participants maintained a fixed sleep schedule, wake schedules, and in the final 3 days before entering the laboratory, they strictly followed identical diets. But we're only talking about 16 people, so.
Yeah. Well, how difficult would that be? Holy smokes.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel a larger
schedules.
scale. Yep. Yeah, large scale would be tough to get all those people and get yourself lined up and so.
Yeah, and make sure nobody's cheating.
Yeah. No, I promise I didn't eat. Yeah. You would have to stay in the lab for like a couple weeks just to make sure you're not cheating.
Yeah,
But
that would be, yeah.
So they conducted it like you would expect, I would imagine. Just try to get all the variables to be the same and then you vary them. Cool experiment. I like it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people like to argue that late eating thing, and I don't think it's much of an argument. It just doesn't make logical sense, right? Because you're just like, you're eating it. What's the point of eating? To get energy, right? And then you're just going to go to bed. So I don't know how you would think you burn it. I mean, like that much. Obviously, you burn a little bit, but.
Well, and there's really I mean, like you said, it's there for energy. So the point of eating before you there really is no point in eating before you go to bed. It really is just to snack and rather than satisfy hunger, unless you're eating dinner that late, like me.
Mm-hmm.
Or not late, but before bed. So.
Ooh, here's one I couldn't find a picture for. So we'll just talk about it real quick. Did the pandemic change our personalities?
Yes.
It had like a pump shot for Halloween was the picture. Yeah, that's why I just grabbed it. I just wanted to see what they said. Because this would be a hard scientific study, right? Mm-hmm. But you could kind of generalize. So, study of thousands of Americans found that small shifts in extroversion, agreeableness, openness, and conscientiousness between pre-pandemic and 1922 and 2022. And so, despite a long-standing hypothesis that personality traits are relatively impervious to environmental pressures, the COVID-19 pandemic may have altered the trajectory of personality across the United States, especially in younger adults, according to a new study. Despite a long-standing hypothesis that your personality doesn't change to environmental pressures. Let's see, what's their research? How'd they do this? They're saying they didn't find associations between stressful events like hurricanes, earthquakes. I don't know. There's not much on the science side of this. What do you think? I think it's happened. I just don't know how you'd measure it.
I was just trying to do. I mean, I think we talked about this um, I've thought about this a lot. So when this started, I was running a lot, and I was thinking about, um, or we had talked about with people already not, being more working from home, because we that's what we were doing, and just kind of having video chats and or not talking to having your video on at all. A lot of the social cues um, were going to be harder, and then when people started wearing masks, and I was thinking about like what is this going to do for like the younger generations where you can tell so much by somebody's face, and now there's you know these generations that are growing up where half your face is covered, um, or you're kind of going more verbal cues. What it was going to be like, how is that going to change interactions and the way people type in text, um, to kind of get a point across without, I don't know. It's just it brings up a lot of things, and then I was curious if they had done tests and like a lot of um I think a lot of Asian countries wear masks regularly, and so there would be a bigger, what has happened in like some of the other countries that are like that. They've been wearing masks a lot longer than we have. How do you interact? Is it more like in the eyes then? And I don't know. I'm just curious, and I feel like it. Um, if you can't tell just by looking at somebody's face or understanding those cues, I don't know. That's just what I was thinking. So it wouldn't surprise me that this would change.
I agree. Well, I'm trying to think because it's your point. Like, there's so many nonverbal cues, and covering part of those makes it tricky. And then being remote also is interesting, right?
Yep.
A sense of togetherness on certain aspects of interaction, right?
Yep.
It's kind of interesting. I don't know. We didn't. I would say I bonded pretty well with you and Goran and Natalia, and we were pretty much remote, like 99% of the time, right? And you haven't met them. I'm the only one that's.
Goran.
Oh, you met Goran, but you haven't met Natalia. That's funny because I'm the only one that's met everybody.
Yep.
and so then.
Goran has two.
Oh yeah. Yeah, obviously. If he's met you, and he lives with her, not lives with her, but lives in this country, at least for the time being until she moves. But yeah, so it's interesting. I don't know. It just depends on your personality. I think a little bit, and then it depends what you.
We also had a few years to get to work remote before all this happened too. I mean, I had a really hard time with it.
Adjusting originally?
Yeah. Yep.
My hard time was just doing other stuff. Like, I still tell the story of sitting by the pool. That just didn't work out well. It was such a great plan. It was the best plan ever to take my computer and sit by the pool and just work outside. This is what people that don't work from home think that work from home people do. And so this is what I thought you could do. So you go to the pool and you just set up and you just sit there and work on your laptop. It doesn't work like that. You get distracted so easy.
So bad. I tried it once. And I did do a one-on-one meeting at my old house when we first got the back deck done. I did a one-on-one meeting, and it was just me and my boss. And it was Troy, and it was like so distracting. I was like, I can't even have like hey, how's it going? What are you working on? Having any problems? I can't even have that kind of conversation. How could I possibly do anything else? But I will tell you right now, at our new house, when we get the pool built, I will be attempting it again. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It'll be a while. Several months before I attempt it, but.
Good luck on that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'll give an update.
I mean, working from home for not 15 years, I think 11 years now, 12 years, something for insanely long time. Yeah, I've learned you isolate as much as you can from distractions.
Yeah, I mean, those will probably be like the least productive days.
Yeah, no.
I swam and no.
Well, hopefully you can live the dream where you can be productive by the pool. That's the dream of remote workers. Being productive in a pleasant setting. No, you have to be shoved in a room with no windows, no sound, no people.
I can't be. I need windows. That's my
I do too.
only
I agree
requirement.
too. I do
I
too.
need to be able to see outside. Look at, there's a whole world out there.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of like I forget what campus it's on. It's on a famous campus, university campus, and some rich person built like donated money, but one of their building built very specifically, and it had like no windows. And then like they did the study, like the kids were having like tons of mental issues, and so then they ended up going in throughout the building and putting in like fake windows, and I forget what they did. It was just like no, this whole idea was kind of bad. So yeah, it was interesting.
When I was at school at USF, across the street, just not far is Busch Gardens, and if you're on the second floor of the library, one of their study rooms, right out the window, you could see some of their bigger roller coasters. I mean, like, if I just went over there instead, and then it would turn into, if I quit school, or if I didn't finish school, I'd have to get a job over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and stay. Not that there's anything wrong with working at Busch Gardens or an amusement, but like that's not what I went to school for. So I was like, okay, just stay here. You're almost done.
That's a young kid's game.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I did food service for 17 years, and it was so hard on my body. I couldn't go back to that. I was like, I need a job where I can grow old gracefully.
I was just thinking about that. It's interesting, like my comment about it's a young kid's game working at an amusement park, but that's really who they want to target. Like, I was thinking about that because they're newer, they're less experienced, so that always helps lend to jobs that don't require specialized skill yet, right? Things that you'll acquire as you gain work experience. But putting older people like myself, you, even older than us, at an amusement park where there's lots of screaming people, you just kind of stand around. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like an environment that would make that person happy, which then wouldn't make your guests they wouldn't see kind of like happy type people. And so that's why when I was saying it's a young person's game, it really is in a way, because for one, they already kind of like being there. They haven't been there a million times with their kids or with friends and family and stuff like that, so they're not over it quite yet. There's a lot of interaction, social interaction. They kind of hang out afterwards, probably afterwards. Their work conditions are probably shitty, so they bond over shitty work conditions and living in dormitory style housings and stuff like that. So it really is a young kid's game, but it's just kind of funny, like that was your motivation to continue and to work a little harder. And it's not that the job stinks, it's just like there are different points of life where different jobs are definitely more appealing than others. Because like when I heard the original story, I was like, working there would be fun, at the start of the story.
If I lived down here when I was in my 20s, even into my early 30s, absolutely, I would have loved that. It would have been so much fun. But into my 40s, no, thank you. My body is way too old. I go there and I am exhausted by the end of the day. The garden is
and you're a guest. That's the best part.
You have to. I have to go when I go there. I have to wear good shoes. Like I don't care if I look cute or not. It's like I'm gonna be sweating, so it's like gym clothes and super comfortable shoes, running shoes and stuff like that. Because it's just like you have to be able to just sweat and just have, and then you have to stretch at the end of the day when you get home, just like you've been working out.
That's funny.
It's rough. Yep.
All right, heist time. I'm gonna start up a heist because we're running late. Do we need a quick 2-minute break, or do you just want to push through for the last 15 minutes?
I do. I need a quick
break.
break.
We're gonna take a super quick break. and we'll be back in 2 minutes. The heist has started, so go ahead and please join if you want. Remember, exclamation heist space the amount you have. Everybody, last I checked, has at least 100, so you can play. You just look right afterwards for the slots. It won't say that. It'll just give you a results right afterwards. So they can hear me. That's funny. I didn't mute myself, so you got to hear me talking. So something we might not have. Oh, there we go. Something that might not have been clear to people. What? Wait a second. We got problems here in our heist, but it didn't go well for some of us.
Did we lose all of our beans?
I think we lost a little bit. Let's see. A crew of pirates and raiders check their flintlocks and sharpen their cutlasses as they disembark for the Blackheart Island. The poisonous fog sends half the crew to Davy Jones. What happens when there's only 3? The rest escape with a handful of plunder and a tale of plenty. So only Patricia survived. What is up with that? Like, we're not going to let her come along.
That happened last time, or was it DB that won the last time?
No, DB hasn't got on a heist yet, I don't think. And
last time it was Craig.
It was Craig and Patricia, and then she was the only one that survived. And then us and Craig, we went out with him, and we both win. And then we bring I think Patricia's killing us.
Yeah.
I think she's the one murdering us out on our hikes.
Every time.
Yeah.
It's rogged.
Yeah.
It's rogged better.
Rogged.
We were wronged and it was rigged.
That's the best.
I don't think we're gonna make it through all of our articles.
No, we're definitely not. Yeah, no, we're gonna kinda. The laser thing.
Save some of them for next week.
Yeah, we can. Do we want to talk about this one, or do we just want to skip this one and go straight to lasers?
We're still looking at intermission.
Well, I'm talking to you who can see my screen.
I didn't have that one up.
Do we want to skip this one, or because here's our next one, and I switched the order a little bit, so you might want to switch.
Yeah, we can do that.
Because do we want to? Yeah. Do we want to do this one and then just kind of start talk about lasers, or do we want to try to cover lasers in 15 minutes?
Let's start this one and we can kind of talk about lasers.
I could see you're like, eh.
I just don't. I want to. I don't want to rush through lasers.
Then we should start with lasers.
Okay.
Let's just go to lasers. All right.
Let's just do lasers.
Let's just do lasers because that's what our title was, and then I'd have to go read brand stuff.
Oh,
geez. So much hassle. I know. It's so much work. There's a laser. Pew pew.
A laser in church.
I gotta put a screen up.
I don't have this one. Oh wait, yeah, I do. I
We'll
was
do
looking
one
for
more
the
heist
laser.
here in a couple minutes. So everybody prepare with their beans. Maybe do some slot machines to get your beans up. Yeah, we're getting low like Craig, so I can give you more, Craig, if you need to, but see if you can get it up yourself. Oh, that sounded so bad. See if you can increase your.
See it's better.
See if you can increase your money, your beans. Yes, I know you've been doing well on slots. Bet it all. Do 30 and 30 or do 60. It's so funny. All right. So lasers. We're gonna have to do less and less articles each time so we can play our games more.
I know. Well, you know what I think part of the problem is too is we haven't been talking as much during the week. So our weekend sessions have turned more into chit chat, which I'm totally okay with. I don't know if anybody else is. But
I've heard most of the comments are that people like our chit chat, but that's why we only have 3 viewers.
The 3 that like our chit chat are here.
Yeah.
That's okay. I like that.
I think 2 of them only turn it on so their cats listen to somebody. So maybe 3. Oh yeah, Craig got a new cat too. So I guess everybody's got cats.
It's okay. I like the idea of entertaining kitties.
Yep. So a laser. What is a laser?
Yeah, what is a laser? Oh. A laser produces a very low beam of light that is useful in many technologies and instruments. The letters in the word laser stand for light application by stimulated emission of radiation.
I never knew that laser stood for something.
Yeah, me neither.
Until just now. Wow, that's a mind-blowing thing. Huh.
Like scuba?
Yeah, because you would see scuba. Wait. Yeah, scuba makes more sense. No, scuba makes a little more sense because you see it capitalized more. Right? All the letters capitalized. You don't see laser capitalized, and that would have never told me it was an acronym ever.
Yeah, they're like, that's just the word now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's what it's called. It's like Xerox. I'm like, that was just one company's name, but everyone calls them all Xeroxes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they were spy tools.
Kleenex.
Oh yeah, Kleenex too, tissue. Yep. But Xerox was a spy machine. If you didn't know, seriously, it really was. It's crazy how they did it. Wasn't it like they were sent to Russia? Was that the country? And then they scanned their confidential documents, and the service techs would come in, and they didn't know that they were recording everything they scanned. That's basically the story of Xerox. And that's so awesome. Yeah, I was like, wow. You wouldn't even have known because it's such a new technology at that point. You wouldn't even known that there's a background scanner recording everything. And so then when the service techs, they'd come and remove whatever was saving everying. And then,
that is amazing.
I believe, you can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that was the Xerox story. It's.
Well, now you just assume everything. Everyone just assumes, hey, we're having conversations about some new product. You're going to start getting ads for it. So you just assume something's keeping track.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Back then it's I'm just scanning this, and nobody's going to be the wiser.
Yeah.
Just between me and the scanning machine and whoever I give the scan to.
Yeah. And this is back in the 60s or even earlier or something. I think it was during the Cold War. I think it's part of it. So 70s, 80s, something like that, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the time period, but I thought it was earlier. I thought it was earlier than the Cold War. So maybe 60s, but who knows? All right. Laser is an unusual light source that is quite different from a light bulb or a flashlight. Lasers produce a very narrow beam of light. This type of light is useful for lots of technologies and instruments, even some that you might use in homes. How does a laser work? Light travels in waves, and the distance between the peaks of a wave is called the wavelength. I gotta switch pictures. I really need that extra screen. There we go. Ooh, we got a movie picture too. Let's switch our view.
Fancy.
There we go. Cool.
I wish I had a hand to be and this is wavelengths. But my mouth doesn't even work, so there's nothing I can do.
He just gave a little smile. It did. Oh, you're going again.
I have to keep my my mouth really open.
Yeah, we got to really meet up more during the week to work out our kinks. We've been just kind of.
Well, this is just my animes. I've been having problems with it ever since the last update.
Yeah, but that's the point. We need to get together so we can tweak the settings and test things, and you know what I mean. Like
Instead of just being like, oh well, that's just the way it is.
It is. It's just acceptance. We're just gonna accept it being broken. Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
It's only like 50% of our show. Like our anime's characters are like pretty big deal to us. At least they were to me. That was like the coolest part about the stream. So I wanted to do the virtual people. I love that. I just think it's so cool. And I still, Code Miko is still the coolest of them all.
Yeah, we're nowhere near.
Yeah, her.
Not even a comparison.
No, not even a comparison. Not even, because she does her own coding for it. So, like, yeah. I think she wrote pretty much all the software herself. Like, at least the workings within, because, you know, there's libraries that other people obviously wrote. But yeah. So, she does a pretty impressive job. I don't know who does her graphics. I wonder if she does the graphic art too. That'd be really impressive too. Because usually programmers don't do the graphic art, and just from what I've seen. So each color of light has a different wavelength. For example, blue light has a shorter wavelength than red light, sunlight, and the typical light from a light bulb is made up of light with many different wavelengths. Our eyes see this mixture of wavelengths as white light. A laser is different. Lasers do not occur in nature. However, we have figured out ways to artificially create this special type of light. Lasers produce a narrow beam of light in which all of the light waves have very similar wavelengths. Give me a sec. Oh, I didn't have the other cool picture, so we'll just keep watching this one.
Just imagine 4 wavy lines.
Yeah, just imagine all the. Yeah, let's see if I can get it up there.
Together.
Let's see, I'll get it. It's hard to imagine.
Oh.
There we go.
Just like I said.
Just like she said. There we go. The laser's light waves travel together with their peaks all lined up or in phase. This is why laser beams are very narrow, very bright, and can be focused into a very tiny spot. Because laser light stays focused, it does not spread out much like a flash would. And they can also concentrate a lot of energy in a very small area. Lasers have many uses. They are used in precision tools and can cut through diamonds or thick metal. They can also be designed to help in delicate surgeries. Lasers are used for recording and retrieving information. They are used in communication and in carrying TV signals and the internet signals. We also find them in laser printers, barcode scanners, DVD players. They also help to make parts of computers and other electronics. Lasers are used in something called spectrographs, I think. I'm like scanning and switching while remembering what I just saw 2 seconds ago. Lasers are used in instruments called spectrometers. Spectrometers can help scientists figure out what things are made of. Oh, that's pretty cool. For example, Curiosity rover uses a laser spectrometer to see what kinds of chemicals are in certain rocks on Mars. Cool.
Oh yeah, look at those 4 little holes.
Zoo, pew pew. What was your sound?
Ding 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 ding.
Okay, cool. That's a cool laser sound. Yours sounds like it's bouncing off. Let's see, which one do we want to do? We'll do this one. And then we'll cover a little more lasers at the beginning next week. 3 phases of lasers: solid state, gas, and liquid. Solid state lasers include all optically pumped lasers in which gain medium in a solid at room temperature. What? That's a pretty confusing picture. Let's see. Do we have that picture? No. Way back here. Yeah, there we go. I'll zoom it in.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little blurry. That's how lasers work.
Makes perfect sense.
I know. That one's like one of the more complicated ones. For example, when chromium atoms in a ruby crystal absorb photons of blue or green light from a xenon flash lamp, some of the orbiting electrons jump from their ground state orbitals to higher energy orbitals. From these excited states, electrons almost immediately surrender some of their excess energy to the surrounding crystal lattice, dropping them into one of two closely spaced. This is way crazy. Okay, that's solid state laser is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't have any more titles. I'm missing this. Gas lasers, really? That was all solid state? Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah. In gas lasers, of course, the gain medium is a gas. The vast majority of these lasers are pumped by an electric discharge, but some designs use RF waves, photons, or even E-beams. Okay. And then we have the one, liquid dye lasers. This is the one we wanted to talk about. Liquid dye lasers are optically pumped lasers which their gain medium is a liquid at room temperature. The most successful of all liquid lasers are dye lasers. These lasers generate broad laser light from excited energy states of organic dyes dissolved in liquid solvents. Output can either be pulsed or CV and spans the spectrum from near UV to near infrared, depending on the dye used. And that was it. Like, their dye article was just nothing. And the solid state one was pages of scrolling.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot of...
what is a dye laser? A liquid laser is a laser with a liquid active element. Their advantages: a solution of dyes circulating in a closed loop is easy to replace. The ability to manufacture a solution with the required physical and optical characteristics provide the ability to operate at any length in the range of 400 to 800 nanometers. Let's see, what do they use for it? Corresponding blah blah blah. Makes it possible to use the powerful cooling equipment. Efficient removal of excess heat. All right, and then they have some applications. Here we go.
I don't know what any of these things are.
The words?
Yeah.
The most widely used liquid medical laser is found in vascular surgery from the 1980s. Wow. It has been used to treat a number of vascular pathologies. It makes sense to use it against skin hyperpigmentation, a certain therapeutic effect that can be achieved in the treatment of scars. Scars and scars. Since the destruction of the vessel feeding them leads to gradual reabsorption of the scar tissue. And okay, so you can use dye lasers to remove freckles. And pigmented spots.
Oh, like
birthmarks.
Birthmarks.
Tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there we go. Let's do our final heist as we wrap.
Okay.
Let's try. What was our money? We had 99. Let's do 99.
Let's do it. Throw it all in.
I want to see it go.
Yeah. Big money. Big money.
Oh, he's looking for how much money he had. Oh, Patricia, with her big money of 323, she only did 40. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's interesting. So here, I did mine, but before it started, Patricia started hers, and it did catch her in ours. So that's good. It was just interesting, right? Because it hadn't said that it actually started, but if you think of how the chatbot's reading down the chat and processing, it still worked.
Yep.
Just a side note. And then Craig, DB, get in. Do exclamation point heist space, and you have like 150, so you can do whatever. All right, cool. Good show.
That was fun. I had a good time.
We'll talk more about maybe lasers, see if there's anything in the other articles that we'll pull back up. Here's some of your other pictures. Oh, yeah. Testing of
Oh,
of metals. I don't know.
that's a
That
video.
one.
That's-
Scanner. Oh, here's a scanner. And then just infrared, you can bounce lasers off of mirrors. Oh, yeah, and then I guess fiber optics is a type of laser, right?
Would that be a solid state?
I wonder if that would be. I don't know. I didn't understand that solid state one.
I didn't either. Maybe we need to do more research.
Yeah, we'll have to talk more because we kind of got the idea of the liquid laser, but I don't know about the actual lasers that we know.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be firing off in a second. Next week, we are going to talk about mirages.
Ooh.
Did you see that? What makes up mirages? What makes up
That'll be a fun picture to draw.
tricks to your eyes? Optical. Ooh, we could do all optical illusions. Whole show about optical illusion stories. Be interesting. All right. Oh my gosh, we all survived.
Yay!
Oh, look at that. Big money there. How much did Craig do?
Yep.
Craig did 65. Yeah, you got your money back too, Craig. Good job, everyone. Yay. Finally a big win at the end. And then,
That's what we needed.
do you know what the Manhattan Project is?
Nope.
Have you heard of
I'm
it?
not going to be here for that weekend.
Oh, that's a bad weekend?
Yeah, that was the one. I'm going to Disney. Remember? We talked about this.
I'm sure we did. It wasn't on my schedule, though. I didn't see it on our team calendar.
I didn't put in my request.
Yeah, I know. And then it would have to get approved. And so this is,
Oh,
you're
it was
right.
approved
You have to
already.
put it in. No, you have to put it in today because you got to put it in 2 weeks before you go. So if you don't get in your request today, it might not get approved. Craig, whoa. Craig's gone. Okay, we're canceling the show.
We'll have to push everything back. Well, besides the Halloween show, we have to do that on.
Well, that's an interesting one too, because then maybe I'll be gone that one. So
What?
yeah,
Okay.
there's a
We might-
wedding. There's a wedding I gotta drive to. So
All right. I guess that's okay.
oh, I gotta go to Indy that
During the
following week. Well, I was just gonna bump up the time instead of missing the show altogether. I was just gonna change the time, like a
Okay,
nice
that works for
person.
me.
So, I don't know. So we'll see. But yeah, we don't want to miss our Halloween episode. So
No,
we'll have to talk about
absolutely
that.
not. Yeah.
And I don't want to miss. I don't want to do the Manhattan Project without you.
Okay.
It's pretty famous. Like
Yeah. No, I know.
you know
I
of
want-
it, right? I mean, just
Yeah,
of the
I
name
definitely want-
Manhattan Project. Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely want to do that show. So.
Yeah. No, that one's.
Let's talk
We'll
about
figure.
it.
Yeah, we'll figure that one out. So next week we'll do mirages, and then we'll figure out the 22nd. It'll probably shift dates all around. We'll probably just do it during the week. And then the 29th will probably be an early show, but maybe we'll just follow that same cadence and just shift the date. So pay attention if you care to watch our shows. Look at pretendingtoprogram.tech. The calendar, I would say that is the most accurate of when our shows are going to happen.
Yep.
I usually do update that. Not like the YouTube channel. If we schedule it, sometimes I forget about to move it. But this one I do usually pay attention to. And then coming up after that, we're going to talk about tiny houses. Yay!
Yay.
Darcy's not building a tiny house. She's building a big house. But
No,
well-
it's a regular size house.
yeah, regular size house.
It's definitely not a big house, but it's nice. It'll be cozy.
And then as always, if you have any topics that you want to suggest, we're always open to suggestions. We're going to be expanding our gaming capabilities. We'll probably start, eventually get into custom gaming. So we're building our own gaming one. And for those that might not have noticed, there's nothing that pops up. That was a question that came up. So it's not an actual game where you play a game. Not to say that maybe someday that wouldn't get to that point, but it's all going to be text-based for a long time.
Yeah, but that'll be fun.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks. It was fun.
And we'll see you next week.
Mm-hmm.
Bye. Oh, wait, we got an outro. No, we won't play it. We'll just go bye.
Yeah, we'll just go. We'll just say see you later.
Oh, see you later.
See you later. Bye.